Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
I am Patrick of Helena, son of Joseph. Some people, they'll, of course, call me the space cowboy. Some call me the gangster of love.
There it is.
Some people call me Maurice, which I don't get, really.
Yeah,
where does that come from?
Not even
you know
a
what
word,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I'm glad you clarified it was Helena, not East Helena, because, East Helena.
So you just took a trip up there and went through beautiful downtown East Helena, didn't you? And then
Does East Helena have a downtown?
I don't know. Not really.
I saw some
I don't
rough-looking streets.
Yeah, it's always been a little on the rundown side.
Beautiful state, though, Montana. I miss her.
Yeah.
I wonder if she thinks about me as much as I think about her.
No, she didn't give a crap about you.
What?
No.
It seemed like we had something for a while.
No.
A good 5-6
fickle.
days.
Montana's fickle. Yeah, doesn't care. Once you left, they're like, okay, good riddance.
Really?
See ya. Yeah. Uh-huh. We're trying to keep less than 1 million people in the state. Get out.
She's beautiful.
I think there's over 1 million people in Montana, though, now, which is a lot compared to what it used to be.
I've got a prediction about Bozeman.
Really?
So liberals ruined Denver, and they're in the process of ruining Boise, and Bozeman's next. That's my prediction.
That could well be.
It's growing fast, and it's a lovely place. 1.069 million people in Montana.
Thought it was just a tad over 1 million. Yep. How about that? Yeah, Bozeman has the what's his face influence? Ted Turner, because he's got all kinds of land.
That's where we ate, Ted's Montana Grill.
Did you really?
Yeah, because remember, it used to be a big chain, and now there's just a few, and one of them's in Bozeman. They're in an old building.
Oh wow!
And it was fun.
And then the probably the best. I mean, not probably. It is by far the best ski resort in Montana. Is close to Bozeman. So.
Yeah, and there's a college town there too, right? Montana State, isn't that where it is?
Yeah, Montana State's in Bozeman.
Yeah, so it's a nice happening little place, and it's going to be ruined within 2 decades.
Good prediction.
Thanks. I was right about Boise.
We'll check back. We'll check back in 20 years and see what a pit it is.
It'll be on its way. Give it 3 decades, and then it'll be a pit.
Okay. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. What a strange development this is with Homeland Security talking about asylum seekers, people making it here from Cuba, fleeing actual persecution, fleeing a communist regime. And they were told, we don't want you here. Wow. Really? Listen, this is pretty definitive. We have I got it both on audio and video.
Oh, nice.
Play it simultaneously if we wanted to. This is bizarre. Alejandro Mayorkas talking about what happens if you come here from Cuba.
Allow me to be clear. If you take to the sea, you will not come to the United States. The time is never right to attempt migration by sea. To those who risk their lives doing so, this risk is not worth taking. Again, I repeat.
He repeats.
Do not risk your life attempting to enter the United States illegally. You will not come to the United States.
But what you should do is walk 1,500 miles across burning desert wasteland and take your lives into your hands by crossing through areas where there's drug dealers and coyotes and all manner of scumbags waiting to take advantage of you. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and come here with no water, as often is the case, and risk your life on land. That's fine. How many thousands of people have died in the Texas and Arizona deserts trying to get here from Mexico and crossing the border illegally? It's a lot. But don't come here by sea. Don't risk your life by sea. You won't be allowed in. Wow. So, flood across illegally. Flood across our borders by the millions if you're coming by land. But if you come by sea, forget it. We're going to send you to a third country, maybe Canada, or we'll send you to Mexico. You can stay there.
Yeah. Now, if the Cubans who were part of this uprising, if they were wanting handouts and they wanted to leech off of the system.
Yeah, and they want to vote for Democrats.
Right, then it's going to be a different tune.
Because what could possibly be the reason for such an obvious and very strange difference in the way you're treating these migrants? What could possibly be different? Now, it couldn't possibly be that everybody streaming across the border illegally, nearly all of them are going to vote Democrat. And yet they know that if you're coming from Cuba, you're going to be conservative, and you're probably going to vote Republican. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. I'm sure that they wouldn't take that into consideration at all.
Why are you even bringing that up?
I don't know. It was silly of me. It was silly.
It sure was.
Yeah, I had a little, a little malfunction in my brain, I guess, for a minute.
These Cubans want freedom.
Yeah, they do. And they understand what freedom is, and they understand what's going on with the left in this country.
And at least the media is doing a good job of presenting their case, right? You know, like the Cubans, the plight of the Cubans, and right? Am I wrong? Or why are you laughing at me?
You're right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You're absolutely right.
Like
Reuters.
What about?
Here's how they covered the BLM crowds. You remember the BLM crowds?
I sure do. In the height of the pandemic.
Yeah, they loved the BLM crowd. So they're going to love the Cuban protesters as well. About the BLM crowds, they wrote hundreds of protesters wearing colorful face masks and holding banners gathered in London in support of Black Lives Matter and Black Trans Lives Matter.
Wow.
Okay, so it was a transgender Black Lives Matter protest
in
London, and they loved that.
That's good.
Black Lives Matter protesters marched through central London as demonstrations against racism and police brutality continue.
Yeah, if you're going to demonstrate against bad stuff, it's okay.
Right. Reuters, again, children join parents to participate in Black Lives Matter march in New York.
That's sweet, right?
I'm black and I'm proud. Kids march and protest.
See, look at there.
That's beautiful.
That's good.
From the fields of the NFL to the streets of Minneapolis, taking the knee has evolved into a powerful symbol of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yeah, crowding around, kneeling.
Yeah. Take a knee from a pariah's protest to global movement.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And so you say that they're covering the Cuban protests with the same vigor?
Oh, they are, because why wouldn't they? Let's see. Here's what they're saying about the protests in Cuba today. Cuban protests risk exacerbating COVID-19 spike.
Congratulations, Cubans. You're getting the same treatment conservatives get here when they dare to gather. If they go to protest at a state house or something like that, that's the treatment. That's when you know if Reuters doesn't like your gathering, that's where you know you're on the right side.
That's for sure. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's so obvious. And there's what explanation could there be other than their political ideology, the way they lean, if they lean left or if they lean right? What other explanation could there be? There's absolutely no reason to discourage Cubans from coming here. In fact, it used to be the opposite. It used to be that if you got here by sea and you made it to land, we granted you asylum. It was virtually automatic. Get here from Cuba, float across on a pickup truck part, like they're a bumper, like a pickup truck bumper. If you make it here, we're going to grant you asylum. You might get eaten by sharks, or you might drown on the way, but if you make it, you can stay. Which is why there's so many Cuban refugees in Miami, especially, and all of Florida, actually. But now they're telling them, if you make it here by sea, I'm sorry, you will not stay, period. What? Why the sudden 180 on that? Really strange. Very, very strange.
Yeah, and when you got news outlets like Reuters helping out, that's not going to... Remember, Reuters was the one after 9/11 that refused to call the terrorists. Remember that? They've always been like this.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, what is that? So the Cuban policy, it used to be if you stand on land, right? And that's why that technicality, Elian Gonzalez was sent back because he was on the boat. Remember the Donato the fisherman got him, right?
Right.
And that's why the Bill Clinton administration said, oh, he didn't make the land. Sorry, sucks for you. Get out. You belong to the communist regime now.
All right.
And then they raided oh my gosh.
Wow.
Good times.
Good times.
Right? And we look back to that decade.
We look back on Elian Gonzalez. Jeez. What a different world it was.
And that was a better time.
Man. Yeah. It actually was.
Yeah.
It actually was. But it's amazing how people seem to be united in favor of communism right now, whether it's the Cuban government or certainly China. Even actor Jackie Chan, martial arts icon, says he would love to join the Chinese Communist Party, but many voices on Chinese social media say they don't want him because of his moral failings.
Oh, what?
Really?
Kicking people?
I don't know. Is he cheating on his wife or
moral failings?
Have a wife?
I'm gonna look up his Wikipedia here.
Yeah, there's nothing more moral than the Communist Party anywhere. I think we all know that, right? Jeez. They are paragons of virtue. Earlier in July, Chan, who was speaking at a Beijing symposium for Chinese film, said he can easily see the greatness of the Communist Party of China. Really? When I'm abroad, I often say I'm proud to be Chinese, but I'm envious of those who are Chinese Communist Party members. I want to be a party member too. I can see the greatness of the Communist Party of China.
Gosh.
It does what it says and delivers what it promises. What they set out to do in 100 years, they achieve in a few decades.
This guy, he's not bright.
Wow.
I'm looking at a quote of his from 2009. I'm beginning to feel that we Chinese need to be controlled. If we're not being controlled, we'll just do what we want.
Oh, you don't want that to happen.
What?
You don't want a people who's free to do what they want and be who they want. You don't want that. You don't want that, Jack.
I just found a moral failing of his in that quote right there from 09.
Jeez.
I love Chinese people too, but come on.
Right? What is this guy? This guy's not bright.
No. So some people are a little pissed off about him. Somebody wrote on Twitter, on social media, I take back every good thing I ever thought about Jackie Chan and wish that I could unenjoy every one of his movies. Vice reporter noted, his patriotism and dedication to China is nothing new, but his personal life and problems are a huge problem. Oh, so he does have personal life problems.
I got to find out
I don't know anything about those. Do you?
Oh, here we go. Personal life.
Okay. Personal life of Jackie Chan.
Oh, look at that. He had an extramarital affair that produced a daughter.
Uh-oh.
In 1999.
Well, that was a long time
turned into
ago.
a scandal within the media. He paid her living expenses. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay. Despite regretting the results of the affair, Chan said he, quote, had only committed a fault that many men in the world commit, end quote.
Oh, well, then he's off the hook. Other people have done it too, Jackie? Oh, okay. You're fine. Don't worry about it. You're fine. Yeah, if other people have cheated on their wife, why not you as well? That's
this guy is just...
That's awesome.
I stand by my thesis. This man is not bright.
No, and he's a douche.
Man.
888-900-3393. This time of year, we celebrate our independence, of course. We just did that. The values that made America great. Now more than ever, it's important to support companies like Patriot Mobile, who not only share our beliefs, but stand behind them with action. You know, we hear about so many of these big corporations, and certainly the competitors of Patriot Mobile are like this, who are going off on woke tangents and firing people and suppressing people because they have conservative values. That's why it's so great to partner with a company like Patriot Mobile. It's America's only Christian conservative wireless carrier, and they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you and I care about and believe in. And right now they have two great offers that you can choose from. You can either get 50% off your first 2 months or $100 off any phone. Both of these come with free Premier activation. Just go to patriotmobile.com/Pat to get the details. patriotmobile.com/Pat or call their top-rated U.S.-based team, 972-PATRIOT. patriotmobile.com/Pat. That's patriotmobile.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Hey, so in North Carolina, at least, they're doing exactly what they said they're not going to do. They're going door to door to actually give people the vaccination.
No, they're just going to talk to you.
No, they're not going to just talk to you. What? They also have the vaccine handy, and they're going to jab you with it.
Well, it's convenient.
So
right?
it's good. It's really convenient. Because, I mean, how stupid is it that they're going door to door and saying, well, I don't have the vaccine here, but you can make an appointment. Can you do that for me? No, I'm not here to do that for you, but you can make an appointment yourself. Yeah, I could have done that had you not come to my door. So why are you here? Well, we just want to get a commitment from you so we can write it down in our,
what's
in our
that
little ledger. I'm writing.
What do you write? What are you doing?
I'm writing stuff down and recording my thoughts and impressions on you. And I'm looking around, at your property, and I'm seeing what's going on here, and what's maybe illegal and what's legal. And
why do you keep looking behind me?
No, you should get the vaccine. I just want to tell you should get the vaccine. Hey, do you have any guns in the house?
Excuse me?
What do you want to bet? What do you want to bet? It turns into that, too.
If you don't get off my porch, you're going to find out if I got guns in there. Mm-hmm.
So
this is
now,
fun. This is good, right?
Now you could be standing there at your front door, right on your porch, talking to these boneheads who are volunteers. They're not even government employees.
This is what I don't understand, Pat.
And they'll jab you with the right there.
Right there. Like right here in North Carolina, where this story is from. What's to stop some freak, some psychopath from seeing this story, going to Goodwill, buying a volunteer shirt,
oh, nothing's
putting who knows what in these syringes and be like, hey, I'm here with the vaccine. What's up?
That's not far-fetched.
No.
I mean, why wouldn't some psycho do that? It's crazy. Here's the report on what's going on in North Carolina.
Right now, though, talking about the COVID vaccine could be coming right to your doorstep.
They're already out
today,
doing
the Mecklenburg County Health Department launched a new Doses to Doors program. Health Department workers giving out shots right there
because they both
at
start
your front
with D.
door. This is part of an urgent push to make getting vaccinated easy.
There we go.
They want to get vaccinated. They want to make it easy.
And you saw that. That lady was administering it right there on the patio.
Crazy. That's crazy. Can you believe we just heard about this? Was it this week?
Yeah,
like it was Monday, right?
I don't know.
Was it last week?
I think Thursday or Friday is when Biden did his like, we're coming to your door.
I looked to Corby to see if he can acknowledge, and he's like, I listen to you guys? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea.
Kind of hurts.
I haven't heard a single word you've said the whole time you've been here.
He's in there rocking out to... What is it today? Is it the Beatles or Zeppelin? Which one is it today?
It's Fleetwood Mac this morning.
Okay, Fleetwood Mac is what we're doing.
Good taste in music, though, Corby. I will say that for such a youngster. How old are you?
I'm 35.
35. Okay, you're not that young. But still, probably young for Fleetwood Mac, right? Led Zeppelin. What was it? I heard you. Steely Dan.
You're never
last
too
week or the week before. Yeah, good
You're
stuff.
never too young for Led Zeppelin.
I know, and it's actual music, which I keep telling everybody. All right, so now we've got this door-to-door thing. So anyway, this just started. They're already out doing it. That's really incredible.
And remember, the Lake County, Illinois volunteer worksheet said, what did they say? Don't take no for an answer. Or what was it? Don't, what the hell? What did it say?
Was it no? Don't take no for an answer?
Was it don't take no for an answer? It was something
That's a little chilly.
Don't go looking around, Benito.
Thank you. Okay. But it was like, you're not soliciting or something. I don't know what it was. But it was very intrusive.
Yes.
We had a graphic on Monday about that.
Well, one of the things they're taught to say to people, because they're given kind of a script, to go up to the door and use, and they want you to stick to the script. And so inevitably, they're going to hear this all the time. Like in my neighborhood, there's no soliciting, supposedly. Everybody solicits, but that's the rule of the HOA, no soliciting. So that's what I tell people when they come to my door. So when the buffoons that are running around going door to door about the vaccine come to my door, I'm definitely going to tell them, nope, sorry, no soliciting. We're not soliciting, sir. We're not trying to sell you anything. Yeah, you don't have to be selling anything to be soliciting. You're soliciting for me to get a vaccine. Mm-hmm. I don't want to, so get off my property.
Oh, here it was. Ignore no soliciting signs.
Yeah, ignore it.
There we go. Yeah. And remember, attitude of a golden retriever, memory of a goldfish. Shut up. Report your work. This is the key. Report your work, because they're walking around with a spreadsheet. It says right here, be sure to fill out the door-knocking spreadsheet with the counts of who still needs a vaccine, who's already vaccinated, who needs more. They are logging your information. It's a database they're compiling. Congrats.
I'm slamming the door in their face, and I'm not answering any of their questions.
None.
You here to fix my roof? Okay, beat it. And I'm shutting the door.
But sir, I'm here for your health. Your health,
I already
sir.
got somebody
health.
click.
Your health.
Slam. No.
Guess we'll
I will tell you, because I hate it. I hate it when people come to my door and try to sell me anything. I don't want it that way. If I want to buy something, I'll go to you. How about that? If I want a roofer, I'll call you. I don't want you at my door. So I do not treat them politely when they come to my door.
Wait, you don't treat them politely?
It's hard to believe, right?
You.
Yeah.
Pat
Gray
hard to believe. doesn't treat solicitors kindly.
I know. It's a stunning surprise, but it's true.
My world is shattered.
I feel sorry for them every once in a while, because a lot of times they'll ring the bell and then they back up and they're trying to be so non-intrusive and polite. You know, and right now that's what they're taught to do. And these guys have been taught to back up after they ring the door.
That's good. That's one good thing about the pandemic is people back off.
Yeah,
they stay
off.
back. You know, get out of my face. You know what? And it's easier to scope that way. But I'm just saying, you know, I don't want this either. I will give them a bottle of water, though. It's really hot. I'm like you.
No, I'm not going to.
Really?
I'm not going to.
I mean, like,
maybe they'll thirst to death and they'll stop knocking on people's doors. How about that?
Yeah. No, if these guys come to my door...
Yeah.
Oh, no water.
No way. No water at all.
No. In fact, I'm letting the dogs out.
It's a good idea.
They know to stay in the yard.
Not at my house necessarily. My dog is about this big.
Yeah.
It's a glorified rat.
Okay, well, I got one of those. But she follows the lead of the big dog.
Really?
Yeah, she knows when to yap.
Yeah, the little dogs are so yappy.
And Matilda's not smart. So she's like a robot, whatever Tanner does. Okay.
But will she sick it? Will she sick these people?
Actually, yes, that's true. She's got that chihuahua in her, you know what I'm saying?
That's great. All right. Also, we found out something interesting from Jen Psaki about the vaccine yesterday.
Oh, no.
Hence, we are quite focused on communicating directly with those people, hence our special guest today, about why it's important to get vaccinated, why these vaccines are safe, why they can still kill you, even if you are under the age of 27. We need to be clear and direct about our messaging.
Clear and direct.
You're going to tell me why the vaccine can still kill me while you're trying to convince me to take it?
That is the official word from the White House. The vaccine can kill you if you're under 27.
We know that. That's why we're hesitant. Yeah, so thank you for getting on board, Jen.
Take that fun fact to the water cooler today. And that's what the White House said.
It's important to get vaccinated, why these vaccines are safe, why they can still kill you, even if you are under the age of 27.
But
we need to be clear and direct about our messaging.
Clear and direct. Safe at all. And the big push now through the media too, and all the stories are starting to recite the party line that, okay, we got a big rebound now on the disease because of the Delta variant. The Delta variant is back, and this time it's pissed. And so it's increasing hospitalization. The infection rate has gone up. So naturally they expect the ICU wards to be filled up again and the death rate to go back up. That's what they're telling us. And that's what everybody's towing that line now. So they're trying to make this happen.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, there is as big a push as I've ever seen for anything.
Anything in our lifetime.
And the one thing that they could do that would actually, I think, be effective is to get Donald Trump involved in this. Send Donald Trump door to door. Or at least send him to our television sets. If you really want people to have some sort of trust, you're going to have to bring him into this and say, hey, remember, I'm the one who got this done. Go get it. I got the vaccine. You should get the vaccine. Don't you think some would be?
I think some would be.
Yeah, I think probably quite a few would be swayed by that. They'd be, oh, that's right. It's not Biden's thing. It's Donald Trump's thing, and I love Donald Trump. But they would never do that. They would, because their agenda is more important to them. Because their hatred for Donald Trump, it overwhelms everything else.
I'm just trying to think of who would be the most trustworthy person in America that isn't political. That isn't political. I still wouldn't.
Like an actor,
right? I mean, I wouldn't personally.
It used to be Tom Hanks, but he's kind of wrecked it because he's such a liberal.
Yeah, my brain went to Mother Teresa. Obviously, that's going to be a tough get.
It's a tough sell. Yeah, it's tough to get her going again. So
I'm trying to think of. I mean, who do we trust anymore?
That's what I don't know.
There's nobody. We trust nobody. There's no athletes. There's no actors. There's no politicians.
Might be fun.
Billy Graham's gone.
To open that up to 888-900-3393. Give us a suggestion of who you think America might trust. I mean, even if you don't want the vaccine, that's fine.
Right.
But who would help the Biden administration sell this that anybody would listen to?
And you're not saying who would you as a caller trust?
No.
Who would America writ large trust?
Yes. Other than Donald Trump, because they'll never use Donald Trump. So who would it be? Who is well-loved enough, trusted enough?
There's nobody.
You know, maybe once upon a time it would have been Walter Cronkite.
That's what I thought of him as well.
Yeah.
Even though he's a commie. What?
He was seriously a one-world government guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's seriously a far-left newsman.
Mm-hmm.
He said some things about one-world government that make your toes curl up. Anyway, he's not a possibility either, just like Mother Teresa. It's hard to get him going now.
Yeah.
He's just laying around now, pretty much. So,
okay.
So who would it be? Too soon? Is it too soon on the Walter Cronkite?
Our apologies to the Cronkite family.
Yeah. who you know are devoted listeners to this program.
Yes.
So yeah, we're
just
sorry.
Laying around. I don't know. I mean, I think that
Tom
our
Hanks.
Discussion right now is a microcosm of where we are as a society.
Too divided.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Like nobody.
Yeah.
Who do we trust?
I mean, I'd trust a cartoon character before I trust any human being that comes to mind right now.
Probably religious leaders is who people would say.
Yeah.
But
I'm going with Olaf from Let It Go show.
Frozen,
yeah.
I think Olaf could help sell
like,
it.
Hey, get the vaccine, kids. I'm melting.
Yes.
Get it before I melt. Ugh.
Right.
Yeah, that'd work.
Before your nose falls off.
Yes.
Get the vaccine.
I swear, though, you know that it's a directive for these door knockers that in the first 10 words that you say, you have to say the word dangerous and the word variant.
Oh.
Has to be in right. You know, hey, have you heard of the Delta variant? It's very dangerous. Can I get you? Oh, close the door in their face.
You know, the numbers were going down, but now the Delta variant has made things much more dangerous.
Yeah.
And risky. And you know what? Now it's the young people who are really getting sick over this. For some reason, the Delta variant is affecting the young more than the old. You really need the vaccine. So how about we jab you right now? How about I just jam this right into your arm right now?
I'm sorry, what is your name again?
Frank.
Frank?
Yes.
What are your credentials, Frank?
I have a Blockbuster video card. Right here.
I'm sorry, you flashed it too quick, Frank.
I'm sorry. There.
Wait.
I also have Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video.
Right, see?
Again,
too late.
I'm not seeing. Who's your supervisor, Frank?
Steve.
Steve's the manager?
He's my supervisor. So any suggestion you have as to who they could use.
Don't get jabbed by a stranger. That's all I'm asking. If you want to get it, go somewhere where like you said, you're seeking it out. Not some rando walking up on you with God knows what's in the syringe.
Yeah. No way would I do that. Right there on my porch. No, thank you. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed. Coming up. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. So, if we're going to increase the percentage of Americans who have taken the vaccine and are fully vaccinated, you're going to have to do something a little bit different. And you need a spokesperson, somebody to get to be the face of this thing that America trusts and would listen to. I can't think of who that person would be other than Donald Trump. And they're not going to use him. So who would it be? 888-900-3393. We also have some tweets here. Caffeinated Texan tweets. Jackie Chan clearly got hit in the head a few too many times. Yeah, wanting to be a member of the Communist Party in China. Al Gore's artificial insanity. I'm 100% on board with trading communist-loving Americans for freedom-loving Cubans.
Love it.
Absolutely. Proud Mr. Graybeard, if a Democrat says it is, it isn't. If they say it's not, it is. Jeepmon 29. If Dems can mobilize to go door-to-door for vaccines, why can't they do it to make sure voters have IDs before an election? Huh. Yeah. Huh.
That's tough, though.
What a concept. I mean, minorities, they don't have homes.
Yeah.
And so there's no door to knock on. You got all these problems with the minorities, right?
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas,
the rural,
that are distant and/or inner city
or the inner city,
know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular store.
Whatever particular store.
Boy, he's good.
He is. He's especially good to minorities because he knows how feeble they are. He knows how stupid they are. And so he's willing to try to galvanize some white people around him to maybe help him out a little bit. So that's our fearless leader, the President of the United States. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Chris in Missouri. Hey, Chris.
Point of personal privilege. I got your guy, Bob Barker. He's a war vet. He's back conservative. He's a PETA machine, so people believe that he's very liberal, but not the case with him.
Is Barker conservative?
He's backed some. Like, I don't know if it was Congress or something like a state rep in Florida or something for a Republican. His wife, him and had a dispute over a GOP candidate once. I don't know the whole story, but I know he has supported a Republican before.
And he's beloved, right?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't love an old white man?
Right.
Apparently 67 million Americans.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Chris. What is Bob Barker now?
What's his age?
90.
I don't know. All I can hear in my head is
for sure
help control the pet population.
Yeah, have your pet spayed or neutered.
Bob Barker, age
90. I'm going to say 94.
That's your guess?
Yeah, that's my guess.
No, 97.
Holy mackerel!
He's going to be 98 in December.
Jeez,
I love him. And he did some great stuff. You know, he was in Happy Gilmore, and then they did a part 2 for a comedy thing that I'm going to post on Twitter later because it is the greatest thing ever. I love him. That's a good point, but I wonder if he's...
Bob Barker wouldn't be too bad. That's not bad. I don't know if he wants the job, but you could always offer it to him. Paul in Florida, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
I think I have it down.
Okay.
So you get Michael Jordan and Larry Bird to come back and recreate their commercial from like the 80s where they're
playing horse.
They're playing horse, and you kind of mix in I want to be like Mike, right? Mm-hmm. Right now, we're all nostalgic for the 80s and that era. So you kind of make this throwback. You get Larry Bird, you get Michael Jordan, and then go local with local heroes like Tom Osborne in Nebraska if you need to get more people from Nebraska to do it. So.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Thanks,
That's
Paul.
a good call on that one.
Tom Osborne in Nebraska could convince Nebraskans to do anything. You want a buttectomy. You want people to have their buttocks removed.
Oh, I was supposed to
in Nebraska. You go to Tom Osborne and have Tom Osborne encourage Nebraskans to have that buttectomy.
Yeah.
They'd do it.
But Dr.
You'd
Tom,
have people with no butts.
I'll never be able to sit again.
Yeah, well, You're gonna have to find a different way to. Maybe you sit on your stomach.
So you
just kind of lay
down.
down.
So you're good with this?
Yeah,
Coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
yeah. And how old is Tom Osborne? He's got to be pushing 90, right?
Yeah.
That guy's getting up there as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Tom Osborne is 84.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a spring chicken.
Yeah, he's young.
I thought.
Wow.
Joe in New Mexico. Hi, you're on the Blaze.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, my suggestion would be Chris Pratt and Ryan Reynolds, Star-Lord and Deadpool doing it.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thanks. I like both those guys, too. I like their movies. They're both pretty funny. I haven't heard too many super political things out of them, although Chris Pratt just did something weird. I can't.
Well, every time he does something common sense, he gets slapped down by Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, like he dares to have a bottle of water in a shot. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I drink from a bottle.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
What a tragic mistake that was.
Well, Aquaman.
He almost single-handedly killed the planet that day.
Aquaman called him out.
Yes.
That's who it was.
And then Aquaman,
that guy,
had
Chris
some
Momoa
issues.
or whatever.
Yeah, Momoa.
Momoa.
He was pictured himself in the past with bottled water all over his desk.
And I don't know what he's doing impersonating Joe Biden at airports, but that's a different story.
Crazy. It's a weird world. All right. Those are pretty good suggestions.
Yeah, they were.
888-900-3393 if you've got one. Texas man who received widespread attention after standing more than 6 hours in line to vote in the 2020 Democrat presidential primary. He's been arrested.
Good.
On illegal voting charges after casting a ballot while on parole. Hervis Rogers, 62, arrested last week on 2 counts of illegal voting, second-degree felony that carries a possible sentence of 2 to 20 years in prison. His bail is set at $100,000. Maybe he should have kept his mouth shut and remained quiet. Rogers was one of many voters in the city of Houston who waited hours in line to cast their ballots during Super Tuesday in March of last year. He became the overnight face of Texas's battle over voting access after emerging from a polling center at a historically black college around 1:30 in the morning. That is cruel and unusual. But Rogers was a few months short of the end of his parole following 2 felony burglary convictions. Which makes him ineligible to cast a ballot under Texas law. Prosecutors also said Rogers voted illegally on the 2018 midterm elections.
Should have laid low, bro.
Yep. Should have kept your stupid mouth shut. And you didn't.
So there's
that.
There's obviously there's an example of why we need more stringent voter ID laws.
Right.
Keep people like this. This guy wouldn't have been found out if he hadn't shot a video and streamed it.
Dummy.
How many people didn't do that?
Yeah, many. Many. Let me tell you about Keeps.com, and we'll get right back into this. How will you know when you're ready to do something about your receding hairline, your bald spot? When does it get to the point where, all right, I'm actually going to pull the trigger on this, and I'm going to go to Keeps.com/Pat. When it's the first thing you see in the mirror, maybe it's time, and it bothers you all day long, and you're a little sensitive about it, go to Keeps.com/Pat, and all you have to do is answer a few questions and then post a few pictures of your head so the doctor can see what's going on. That doctor will, a licensed physician, review all your information and then recommend the right hair loss treatment for you. Then they'll ship it right to your door. Now, if you have any kind of questions along the way, you can message your Keeps doctor 24/7 and track your progress with Keeps Progress Tracking Tool. Really easy and really affordable because we're going to get you started with a special discount when you go to KEEPS.com. Keeps.com/Pat. You'll get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatment. That's Keeps.com/Pat for 50% off.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Okay, the Texas Democrats fled the state. They've done this so many times. It is so pathetic. And then they act as if Greg Abbott is the one who is the villain here. Like the Republicans chased them out of the state. No, they did nothing of the kind. What other group of legislators ever leave their state so they don't have to do their job? I've never heard of it before in any other state but Texas. Texas Democrat, by the way, James Tallarico, who, like everybody else in the Democrat Party, fled the state in protest over the election. Here's what he says he opposes.
And that's exactly what we learned in voting. We can change some of our voting systems to be more
accessible. Quick question: Are you okay with voter ID? Are you okay with voter ID? Because you're going back to the talking points. I get it. The talking points have been issued. Are you okay with voter ID?
So voter ID is currently required in the state of Texas. I opposed having to
How
have
about
a
for
driver's
mail-in
license
ballots?
to vote.
How about having to send your ballot in? Should you have to prove who you are? Because that's what Democrats are opposing.
Pete, I just said I oppose
Dude,
voter
I just
ID.
said,
currently, it's a law in Texas, but I oppose that law because I think you don't need it.
Oppose voter ID? You don't think the most sacred obligation of our republic, you should have to prove who you are in order to vote?
So there are a lot of Texans, actually hundreds of thousands, who don't have a driver's license, who don't drive
who
at all.
can't? Do they have a social security number? Because according to this Republican law, you could put your last 4 digits of your social security number in as proof of who you are. Did they not? No, help me out. Did those people not have social security numbers? And who are these people that can't get IDs?
Right. So Pete, good, Pete. Yes. It's pathetic. They don't have an answer to this. They just keep repeating the same talking points as Pete mentioned there, and spew the same lies over and over and over and over. And they can't answer the question, by the way, who doesn't have IDs? Because minorities do have IDs. That's how they drive legally. You know, a lot of them have cars. Some of them even live in a place we would call a house.
A house, yeah.
Or an apartment. Or a condo. You know, they're not all on the street destitute. I don't know if these Democrats are aware of that.
I love the one of your listeners goes by the handle Joe's 6-second delay. It said these elected state representatives who don't want an ID to vote, they had to show an ID to get on the plane to get to D.C.
Right.
Right? I mean,
right.
It's just such a obvious ploy.
I don't know how more people don't see through it, because there are people who are sympathizing with their plight. Yeah, they shouldn't have to go all the way to D.C. to make their point. That's really horrible. Those Texans are being so mean to them. Why do they want to make them come to work and do the job they were elected to do? Wow, that's an outrage. Also, Lincoln Project senior advisor Stuart Stevens told Joy Reid that if the For the People Act, which you know is the opposite, and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act aren't passed and signed into law, then, 9/11.
He already tried this trick with the Capitol. Capitol was worth the 9.
Last word to you, Stuart. If we don't do this, then what happens, in your view?
Well, look, I think it's our inability to imagine what will happen, which is our greatest danger. It is a replay of 9/11, and we cannot imagine this attack on America. And we have to get out of that. We call it the American experiment because it could have failed. It was an experiment, and it's up to us to defend it.
Okay, so if that Voting Rights Act doesn't pass, 3,000 people will die.
Well,
I guess they just drop over dead instantly because of the pain of...
Not until Election Day.
Okay. Huh. That's... Are they ever going to... Can they overplay their hand? I keep hearing that optimistic theory that they're going to overplay their hand and this is going to backfire on them. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of evidence of that yet. I hope it does. I hope the American people wake up and say, okay, knock it off. Let's get back to reality here. Stop comparing January 6th to 9/11 or the worst thing that's ever happened since the Civil War.
That's right.
Stop saying that about the Voting Rights Act because it's absolute hogwash.
It's the way everything is racist.
Everything. Everything.
You end up minimizing
actual racism.
Right, and you minimize what the Civil War was or what 9/11 was. Because
sure do.
Remember it's when a Democrat does it, that you're right. They get away with it. They have allies in the press. But after 9/11, Republicans in office, and if you don't do something, then the terrorists win. And we were all on board. We're like, all right, I got it. The terrorists win if I don't tie my shoe right now. You know, and that's what you do is you just minimize the other event if you try to use too much hyperbole.
No doubt about it. Rob, in the other room, do we have the Biden speech on voting laws from yesterday that pissed me off so much?
Oh no, which clip? The one that you sent in, the long one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either one would be fine. Where he's talking about the voting laws and how it's the worst thing since the Civil War.
Oh, okay.
Remember that?
Yeah, he's digging it out of the archive here.
Yesterday, that speech made me so angry it locked my brain up. So I thought maybe we'll listen to it with a different attitude today. And see if we can just mock him. Because maybe you can go back to that. And maybe that's the key toward getting through all of this. The mock and the ridicule.
Maybe a laugh track would help out
That's
as well.
exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay.
So we do the same speech, different approach, see if it helps, and we keep our sanity.
I like it.
Also, we got all kinds of things still to talk about concerning the vaccine and actually the swine flu program. This is from what year?
1976.
76.
Yeah, 3 people died, and they said, whoa, we got to stop this vaccine.
Whoa, we don't want people dying. 3 people. What is the count now, according to VAERS? It's in the thousands.
I think I've seen 8,000 possibly.
Wow, times have changed, have they not?
Yeah. Hey, Johnson & Johnson's recalling a sunscreen because it has cancer-causing agents in it, but you go ahead and put that vaccine in your veins. Sorry.
Yeah, good. Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Plus, they've got some other problem with the vaccine itself, right? We read that yesterday where it's not just the blood clotting. Now it's some other neurological thing that's being brought on.
Got it, yeah.
Holy cow. All right. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. You know, one technique we're not employing nearly enough is just to laugh at these laughable statements. The just outright bald-faced communist lies that we're being told every single day. Don't get upset by it, as I did yesterday. Try another tactic and see if that gets you through the day a little bit better. Here's the Biden speech that made my eyes bleed.
The assault on free and fair elections is just such a threat, literally. I've said it before. We're facing the most significant test of our democracy since the Civil War. It's not hyperbole. Since the Civil War. Confederates, back then, never breached the Capitol, as insurrectionists did on January the 6th. I'm not saying this to alarm you.
Okay, you're
I'm
not.
saying this
Because, wait, go ahead. Is that it?
The will to save and strengthen our democracy.
Yeah.
We did in 2020.
What?
The battle for the soul of America. In that battle, the people voted. Democracy prevailed.
We're not
Our
a democracy.
Constitution held. We have to do it again.
I don't know. I think it helps.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think it makes it better.
Requires fair-mindedness.
Devotion
to justice. Corny as it sounds, love of country. Requires us to unite in common purpose and declares, here and now, we the people will never give up. We will not give in. We will overcome. We will do it together. Guaranteeing the right to vote, ensuring every vote is counted, has always been the most patriotic thing we can do. Just remember, our late friend John Lewis said, freedom is not a state, it's an act. Freedom is not a state, it's an act. And we must act and we will act.
You got to laugh on both of them on the repeat. Yeah, that was great.
And our hearts are full.
Well, when you got a good line, you want to reuse it.
We must act. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops and all those who stand to watch over our democracy. But act.
We're not a democracy. Yeah. Wow. That democracy thing is really picking up steam, isn't it? I mean, 10, 15, 20, 50 times in a 15-minute speech, he's throwing out our democracy bullcrap. Not to mention the rest of the insanity. That this is the worst thing since the Civil War, the Voting Rights Act. Really?
Well, and 9/11, both.
And 9/11.
Yeah, they're both.
Yeah.
This is like America's 9/11 and Civil War combined, is this bill.
It is. Don't forget World Wars I and II thrown in there as well. Oof. Don't you dare minimize what happened, Keith. Don't you dare.
Sorry.
All right, Mark in Pennsylvania. You're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, Pat. How you doing today, fellas?
Doing good. What's up?
You there?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I got the perfect candidate, the most trusted man ever. His name is Reverend Jim Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one with the Kool-Aid down in Guyana.
Yeah, remember that. Right?
Yeah, the vaccine.
Okay. All right, thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Call screeners young.
Are we drinking our breakfast this morning? Or?
Jim Jones. Jim Jones reference there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 940 people or whatever it was.
Yeah, they got their vax.
Believed him. They trusted him. And, they drank the Kool-Aid, as it were. Jerry in Arizona, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hi. I was thinking if Joe wanted to reach the youth, he should contact Marvel Comics and have the Avengers come out with the Black Widow saying, we got our vaccination. You should too.
Yeah. I wouldn't. They might too. They might. That'd be a group
that's
they
actually
could
a
bring
good
out.
idea.
Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Look, a superhero told me I should.
Yeah. How do you deny a superhero and his advice or her advice? Because the sheroes deserve credit as well.
Oh no.
Who was it that brought out the word sheroes?
That was the Miami-Dade mayor.
Okay.
Or whatever county, whatever.
When the female version of hero is heroin, right?
Right.
Not the drug, but the female version of hero.
Shero.
Yeah. No, that's not it. Tom in Ohio, you're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, guys. Love your show.
Thank you.
Hey, I work in Toledo here, and right down from that George Floyd wall that fell down.
Oh,
they
yeah.
got the Obama phones. And
Right.
You got to have your ID for the Obama phones down there.
No.
to get
They
an
make
Obama
you
phone.
produce
Yeah.
an ID?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, man.
Right on the front of the sign.
Wow.
So,
speaking of the wall with George Floyd painted on it, which was hit by lightning and destroyed, are they rebuilding that yet? Have they got on that project? Oh, we lost him. We lost him.
He's not on an Obama phone.
Yeah. Dang it. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Yuki of the Night tweets, anyone coming to my door better have a pizza. Those are the rules. I don't make the rules. Yeah, just live by them. That's like us with universal law.
Right.
We don't make universal law. We just live by it. Flood 2000 tweets, if America truly wants Democrat leadership and states ensure election integrity with voter ID, what do Democrats have to worry about?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And yet they are worried. Brian Ziegler tweets, who doesn't have ID? Illegal immigrants.
There's your answer.
Never will they admit that, of course.
No.
From Kevin Sullivan, the crime is poor people can't get Sudafed because they don't have identification.
That's true. If I want Claritin D, I better show my ID or it ain't happening.
Yeah. So as a result, stuffed up heads for all poor people.
Oh, that's cruel.
That's wrong.
That is wrong.
That is wrong.
Mm-hmm. I don't care for that.
I mean, do we have to go back to the George Bush days?
Oh, no.
We find out. Yeah, let's see. What was it that George said in the
back
in the day? I'm just about to find it here.
Okay.
Can't seem to type. All right. Poor.
Let me make it very clear. Poor people aren't necessarily killers.
Are not necessarily killers.
Just because you happen to be not rich doesn't mean you're willing to kill.
You're willing to kill. And just because you don't have an ID doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to get Sudafed.
Yeah. Where people are stuffed up now.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Stuffy noses, can't breathe very well.
Don't like that.
Lose sleep. I mean, it's gonna be tragic. 888-900-3393. We also have this photo op of the cleaning operation going on in Britain.
Yeah, every government and every business, they want to act like they're doing something worthwhile for your health.
And they are. They're cleaning things up. Look at this. I mean, this is intense.
COVID cleaner. Are you for real?
Look at him all decked out.
That's something out
chemical.
Swear, bruv, Titan.
Suit.
Do you really have to wear that? Do you really have to wear that? What are you doing? Why are you taking photos? You're not even doing it. You're just doing that for paparazzi. Why are you doing this?
He's not even cleaning.
You're not even cleaning.
He's just taking pictures.
You're not even cleaning. You're just taking photos. What are you doing?
It's an act, people.
What are you doing?
Huh. It's
You're not
kabuki
even
theater.
cleaning. What are you doing? Is it?
What are
Is
you
this?
doing?
Is this for the media?
What are you doing?
Is this for the media? Who are you?
Of
What are you
sorts.
doing? You're taking photos for the media.
Photos.
Why are you dressed like that? Why are you dressed like that? You're taking photos for the media. What? Helping! She's not doing nothing. Get all here to make fear in people's heads. There ain't a pandemic. Take your mask off and all. Look, you're taking photos. You're not even doing it, but listen.
Look at
All you're
this.
doing is taking photos.
It's not even cleaning while he's there. He's got all the cleanings in place.
That's
If
all
it
you're
mattered.
doing is taking photos.
No, he's just taking photos.
Like,
That's
what
all
are you
he's
doing?
Taking photos.
Look, now he's taking his whole gear off.
Blimey,
Now
he's
take it off.
taking
Now go around the corner and
photos.
take another photo for the media.
Oh my god.
Go on.
Huh.
Work for the government. The government.
Yeah, I'm with him.
I mean, it's all theater.
Yeah, I mean, the guy
all theater.
had the cleaning materials there.
And he's
You
not
could
using it.
actually clean for the photo if you wanted to. I can't take it.
It's amazing. But America's frontline doctors have a message for us.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, because we got the well health safety seal thing.
Yes.
I mean, we're our check cleared, so we got the sticker.
Yeah, we've been safety sealed for what?
This
6
room.
months or a year?
We do
now?
have to renew it every Wednesday and Friday when Jeffy enters the room. But
obviously,
beyond that,
goes without saying. But here's the frontline doctors on the well health safety seal.
I'm not a celebrity. I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
I'm a doctor.
COVID cases are down over 90% in the last 12 weeks.
All vulnerable people now have access to the vaccines. The pandemic is officially behind us in most states.
People are getting back to normal.
When you're out, look for the normal symbol. It tells you that the business owner is following the science and they are not crazy. They understand that the pandemic is over. Like other coronaviruses, this virus will never go away completely.
But we are not going to live like this forever.
When you see the normal symbol, you can be confident that the people running this business are not crazy.
It tells you that they remember that the best way to avoid germs is to wash your hands often, don't touch your face.
And to stay home when you're sick.
If you're a business owner, you don't have to pay thousands of dollars to a company you've never heard of to certify that you bought your fair share of plexiglass.
Thank you.
We're constantly sanitizing everything, every minute of every day. Even the CDC has said that's not a major source of viral transmission.
So many have lived in fear over the last year.
It's time to put that fear behind us. It's time to get back to normal.
And stop being crazy.
America's frontline doctors. That's great. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Little reminder. Yeah, that we're not all bat crap crazy. Not the word they were using, of course. I like this one, too, from The View. You know, if it's from The View, it's going to be really, really good. Anna Navarro criticizing Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign for Don't Fauci My Florida merchandise.
Oh, boy. I like
I think this all-out approach is what we need right now when we see that so many states, over 40 states, are trending in the wrong direction when it comes to COVID. And it's such a stark contrast with what's happening in my state, for example, where I am so disappointed to see Governor Ron DeSantis, who worked in cooperation with Biden and was bipartisan or nonpartisan in the Surfside collapse reaction. He is selling political swag. He's merchandising with the suffering of the people who died with the pandemic. Don't be cute. Don't sell beer koozies. Exploiting and profiting off the pandemic and buying into the science denying while your state has increased exponentially in 1 week. It's COVID cases. That's just irresponsible and shameful, and I'm very, very disappointed in him.
Wow. And we had to go back to the shot with how seriously Whoopi and whoever else that was taking her comments. Wow. Yeah, what else can you say is wow. How stupid was that?
Ron DeSantis is not capitalizing off of COVID deaths. He's mocking Fauci and his stupid rules that change every 4 weeks. And as long as we're talking about governors that are profiting, though, off of COVID, have we checked the bank account of one Andrew Cuomo lately?
Yeah, it was $5 million larger the last I heard.
He even said this pandemic benefited me greatly personally.
Yeah. Yes, he did admit that. Just weird.
And why did she even have to bring up the whole condo collapse? Like, did DeSantis go and push it over? Is that what happened there? I don't know. So don't start with me with your...
They're so bad. They're just so bad. Let me tell you about something that is very, very good, and that's buying meat from Moink. That's so great. When I was so excited when that box of Moink meat
Thanks for sharing it. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Coming over here and dropping off a couple T-bones and some bacon.
Well, there was no place really to barbecue it all, which is what I did with this steak, and it was so delicious, so tender and so tasty. If you could see the taste of that steak from Moink.com, you'd order it right now. But for now, you'll just have to trust me that I tasted it and enjoyed it and loved it. It's delicious. Moink delivers grass-fed and grass-finished beef and lamb, pastured pork and chicken, and wild-caught Alaskan salmon direct to your door, helping family farms become financially independent outside of big agriculture. Sign up at moinkbox.com. That's MOINK box.com. moinkbox.com/unleashed. And you can get a year of bacon for free. And then pick what meats you want delivered with your first box. Check what you want every month. You can cancel at any time. There's no long-term obligation for this. Moink. Go there, moinkbox.com. They were founded by an 8th-generation farmer that was featured on Shark Tank. And the host, Kevin O'Leary, said it was the best bacon he's ever tasted. I agree. It's fantastic. Not to mention the steak and the chicken. You're going to love it. moinkbox.com/unleashed. Yes. Present. Here. And...
Did you have perfect attendance when you were a kid? Like at school? I bet Pat Gray won like attendance award.
Sure. Yes, we'll say yes. That's what I'll say. I won't mean it, but I'll say it. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let's go to Dana in Virginia. Hey, Dana, you're on the Blaze.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good. You really concerned, or are you just making small talk?
No, I am.
No, okay. All right, I was feeling some of that.
Concerned about y'all.
Oh, good. So what's on your mind?
So thanks for taking my phone call. I received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine back in April.
Okay.
And have had a few side effects that I can't seem to get my doctor to acknowledge.
Wow.
Get a new doctor.
Like, is it the girly problem thing? Is that what it is, or
it is? Oh, I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how to talk about that. Yes, so that, and I developed peripheral neuropathy about 3 weeks ago in my hands and arms.
And what does that do? Does that make your hands and arms hurt? Or
hurt, they tingle, they fall asleep.
Man.
I've also developed some shooting pains near the vaccine site. But I was watching a Dark Side podcast about a month and a half ago, and that was my introduction to Dr. Robert Malone.
Yeah.
Who, as it turns out, lives about 30 miles up the road from me. And he was gracious enough last week to return my phone call.
Oh, that's nice.
And he shared my same concerns. He recommended a blood clot test. And when I brought that up to my doctor yesterday, first she asked if this was someone I had met at a cocktail party.
Jeez.
And
you need a new doctor.
Yeah, you might consider a new physician. But did you get her to take it seriously eventually, or?
No, she told me that if she ran that test and it came back positive, she would have to do ultrasounds on both legs and a cardiac CT.
So?
And so she didn't want to have to do that.
Unbelievable.
You gotta.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, I'd find somebody else if I were you.
Yep, definitely going to do that. But thank you so much for having Dr. Malone on. And I'm not anti-vax, just pro-research.
Yeah. And pro not having all these side effects, I'm sure, because that's not good. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Dana. Hope that works out. Hope you find relief with somebody on your issues that have developed here. Really strange. I mean, nobody will even, when you got physicians that won't even acknowledge what you're telling them you're experiencing, I don't know what you do, except find another doctor.
Exactly.
Find somebody who will take you seriously. Somebody who really does want to help your medical situation, which I thought that's kind of what doctors do, isn't it? It seems like it's sort of in their field of expertise.
That's your job.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking that. Perhaps that's a little presumptuous on my part. I don't know. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I do, we were talking about the Cuban refugees a little earlier. There is one issue I would like to take up with the Cuban protesters, and that's the fact that yesterday they shut down a Miami freeway. They got in the middle of the freeway and shut it down to protest what's going on in Cuba. Please don't do that. You're going to crush the goodwill that exists for you on your behalf. Screwing up people's day on the way to work or whatever they have going on in their lives. That is not the way to further your cause.
No.
You don't win friends and influence people in a good way by doing that. It'll only alienate the rest of us.
Yeah, what is it with protesters being drawn to interstates now?
I don't know.
And if you want to go to where all the cars are, don't block, like you said, don't block traffic, because now I'm going to hate your cause no matter what it is. Stand on the overpass. You see them holding signs and you're driving through. I don't have to slow down. I see, okay, cool, all right, draw awareness.
I have a hard time with the mindset, hey, you know what we should do is inconvenience hundreds of people on their way to work today. How about if we do that? I'll bet they'll really listen to us if we can do that. If we can really make their life miserable for a little while, that's gonna sway them to our side.
That's worked wonders for the PETA PR team, huh?
Hasn't it though? Jeez, I've said this repeatedly to the Black Lives Matter protesters, and now I got to say it to the Cuban protesters. Get out of the street!
Thank you.
Don't take your grievance out on innocent people. Many, if not most of them, support you. That's not the way you're going to keep their support. Crazy. Wow. I don't get it.
I don't either.
I mean, is it because people publicize it? You wind up on the news, yes. But you wind up on the news in a very negative way. And you've just pissed off all these people that are trying to get somewhere. That doesn't make any sense to me. Plus, you're endangering your life. If somebody doesn't like your blockade to the point where, no, I'm going through, someone can get hurt. Don't do that.
Yeah, you don't know where these people are going in their cars. Someone may have someone dying in the back seat or a pregnant wife or something like that. Bye.
Right. Right. Especially on a freeway. You're going to stand in the middle of the freeway?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Dummies. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Good number it is, too. It's a great number. It's a special one because it gets you in touch with us, and we love that. Love to talk to you every morning. 888-900-3393, or whenever you listen to this, via podcast, which we'd love it if you'd subscribe to the podcast, get those notifications, and of course review it with 5 stars so that others can enjoy it as well. Let's not be selfish with this broadcast.
What are you?
Okay.
Right. What are you hiding us from?
Yeah. You're trying to keep us all to yourself?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
You should share Pat.
Exactly right. And you should also order some cookies while you listen to the podcast. It'd be great to have some delicious Kexi cookies. Go to Kexi.com to make that happen. You could try the new butterbeer flavor, which is awesome. All right, this is fascinating. Yesterday, we told you about some of the Emmy nominations. The Emmy nominations are out, and mentioned yesterday the Outstanding Drama Series nominees were The Boys, Bridgerton, The Crown, The Mandalorian, which I really like, Lovecraft Country, Pose, and The Handmaid's Tale, and This Is Us. Hard to believe that WandaVision isn't in that list.
Yeah.
How did that happen? WandaVision, I think, was the best thing I saw last year. Anyway,
Yeah. Is it too late to nominate Loki? Like, in other words, was it too late in the year? You know
I think so. Yeah, yeah. Loki's good too.
Yeah.
Are you caught up on that? Completely up to date with even yesterday's?
There's a little controversy in my house about that.
Really?
Because we got one of the 5 are out of town.
Oh no.
There's a little discussion.
Yeah, and the other 4 don't want to wait.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I know that situation.
We're gonna try the old Disney Share Watch thing. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get her done because I need to see that.
It's so good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For Outstanding Comedy Series, Blackish, Cobra Kai, Pen 15, Emily in Paris, Hacks, Ted Lasso, The Flight Attendant, The Kaminsky Method. A lot of these are shows that are on HBO Max. A lot of them are from Netflix. So if you don't have either of those services, there's a good chance you've never come close to watching any of these. But you won't believe who was nominated for an Emmy for playing for the Outstanding Character Voiceover Performance.
Oh, no.
Stacey Abrams. The failed gubernatorial candidate in Georgia who thinks she's actually Georgia's governor.
That's before Georgia Democrats got it down to a science, these elections. But no, her entire performance that she's up for, we actually have, Pat.
The entirety? Wow.
The entirety of her performance.
Do we have time to play it here, or should we? Well, here's her Emmy-nominated performance.
Oh, babe. You didn't do that at all.
It's Stacey Abrams.
Oh, on the phone.
Just checking in to see how it went.
Great. I mean, I stood up for what I believed in, and then everyone saw my nuggets. But otherwise, great.
What?
An average guy like me doesn't stand a shot against big money.
It's true. The campaign with the most money wins most of the time. But there are passionate people who have dedicated their lives to making change. They're the ones who are going to break through and beat the system. It's David versus Goliath. But never forget, in that story, David wins.
Wow. There's no question. Powerful. That is a quality performance that's Emmy Award worthy.
Oh, sure.
Wow.
And she really slimmed down for that role, too, apparently.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, let's see the still shot, because, she's looking good in this particular.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Real good.
Really, really good.
Okay.
There she is.
She's determined.
Yeah. That was a terrible performance, and it's nominated for an Emmy? Come on now.
Hold on a second. Play this. Oh, forget it. Her response to the guy, what? That was powerful.
It really.
What?
That was powerful.
Yeah,
it
you're
just
right,
shows
though.
you how political this whole thing is.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
And the gap, you're right, Rob, is smaller on the cartoon for sure.
She was in it for 1 minute.
Less it felt like, right?
1 minute. No, it was a little bit more. It was actually 1 minute 7 seconds.
Oh,
if you include it all.
Yeah.
Playing herself, and she magnified the importance of mail-in and early voting. And for that, she should not just win an Emmy, but maybe we start to worship her.
I guess I missed that part of the clip.
Because
Sorry.
that's an important.
The mail-in and early voting.
It's an important part of our society right now, where we worship victims.
Yes,
that's really good.
Yes,
that's really good. Jeez. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. I'm just looking for the category here, though, and I'm
that she's in.
Yeah. Have you actually seen it?
Let's see.
Do we know for a fact that
worst performance?
This article is true and accurate, because I'm not seeing that category, but there's a lot of them. Let's see. Outstanding variety. They don't have it listed here. So.
She's nominated for voiceover work.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's the category, voiceover.
Maybe that's just not included in the list that I'm seeing here, but all right. Well, good luck to Stacey Abrams, because wow, what a performance.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I love this guy who is kind of summing up liberal logic, and he put out a viral video.
This guy's awesome.
And does he go by Democrats Cry a lot? Is that his?
Maybe.
That's how this
That's
is
his
listed.
TikTok handle.
Anyway, here's this guy talking about liberal logic. Just to make your day.
Liberals be like, if you ban abortion clinics, abortions will still just happen illegally. But if you ban guns, no one will ever get shot again. Liberals be like, men can get pregnant and have periods too, and don't you dare say otherwise. And another thing, until a man can get pregnant and carry a baby, I don't want to hear his opinion on abortion. Liberals be like, I hate racists, and then go and vote for the guy who said that he's going to ban menthols and blunt wraps to save the black community. Liberals be like, busting a window on the Capitol building because you're pissed off about election fraud just is not okay. But burning down your local police department because a random criminal died 2,000 miles away is perfectly fine. Liberals be like, let's get this straight, okay? It was Republicans who freed the slaves. They're racists. And it was Democrats who started the KKK. They're not racists. Liberals be like, I deserve a pay raise, and then up your order at the drive-thru.
Guy's awesome. We'll tweet that out at Pat Unleashed.
And it's accurate.
All of that. It's so simple yet so brilliant.
I just fact-checked it. It's all true.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Way to be on that.
Really quick fact check there. And intensely thorough as well. 888-900-3393. Let's go to Andy in Kentucky. Hey, Andy, you're on the Blaze.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I have a comment about Biden's speeches.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he's pausing, he's biding his time.
See what he did there?
I mean,
say that one more time. Yeah. What is he doing?
He's biding his time.
Yow! All right, thanks, Andy.
That's my hashtag. And by the way, I'm just biding my time until 2022. Anyway, your spokesperson for the vaccine, Betty White.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
she can sell a furnace to the devil.
Thanks, Andy. And she's pretty beloved, right? Everybody likes it. Betty White. 888-900-3393. Mary in Colorado. You're on the Blaze. Hi.
Hey, Pat.
Hey.
Yeah, I came in a little bit late to the show today, and I was listening to the woman who was talking about her side effects. She got the shot in April.
Yeah.
I got the shot in April, and I was just saying to someone the other day that my arm was really hurting, and then if you touch the injection site, it was like, wow, that hurt. And then I'm listening to her, and I'm thinking, okay, what were the other things she was talking about, the lady thing that you guys said? I want to know if I got other...
it has to do with
that part.
Messing up your cycle, your period. Yeah. You know, the whole time of the month thing.
I guess that's not it.
That's not it?
But
okay.
No, but I'm like, okay, so this wasn't just my imagination, and my arm was really starting to hurt. Now it stopped. Like today, it doesn't hurt if I touch it today.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering, because I thought, I told a couple of people, and they're like, well, you got it back in April, so it can't be a side effect. I'm thinking, I've been watching Dr. Malone a lot on Glenn's show. Does he say like it could be like long down the road before the side effects?
We have no idea.
Yeah, I don't think he knows yet. I don't think anybody knows. We're not long enough down the road from the first vaccines to really know that yet. So we'll have to see.
Wait.
But
yeah,
everybody's side effects seem to be a little bit different, and there are some really personalized ones. And congratulations on getting your own special vaccine side effects.
I had no intention of getting vaccinated. I've been in hydroxy since last October. I got very proactive, and I take zinc and all that stuff, but it was a choice of do it or don't see my grandkids.
Really?
So I got it.
Was that laid down by your kids?
Yeah.
No way!
So many
really?
families. So many families are doing this.
Wow! Were you pissed?
Oh, very.
Yeah.
So pissed.
I'll bet.
So pissed. I honestly told her, I said, don't ever blackmail me with these children again.
Good for you.
Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Have you moved past that, though, or are you still...
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have. But now that this started to hurt, and I'm thinking, geez, now what?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot going on with your phone call here.
There
as
is.
It relates to your body's reaction to the vaccine, your family's ridiculousness over your choices. But I think the biggest thing needs to be addressed is later today, maybe an hour or so from now, you're going to need to go and download the podcast to catch up on the part of the show you missed, as you told us.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important.
Yeah,
It's critical.
I will do that.
It may cure your side effects too. I'm not sure.
It may. We don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to have to download and listen.
We're just following the science. That's what science says right now. All right. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it. That is so sad.
There's so many of these.
I'm really pissed on her behalf.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on Twitter, Patheads, who have expressed very similar stories of family members saying, we're not going to come visit you if you don't get the vaccine, or you can't come visit us, or you can't see our kids, grandkids.
Unreal.
It is madness what is happening to this country.
Wow. I'd be tempted, man, of course, you're cutting off your nose to spite your face, but I would not receive that very well.
Why don't you just tell them you got the vaccine? Hey, I got the vaccine. Where are my grandkids?
What if they ask you for proof? Let me see. Let me see the proof.
Well, there may or may not be ways around that, Pat.
May or may not.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Actually, somebody on, who was it? I just read about this, where somebody said that they won't have Thanksgiving dinner with their family unless they go out and get the vaccine.
Okay.
Fine. So this is going on all over the place.
That just shows you that you weren't that important to that individual to begin with.
Oh, it's Gayle King. Gayle King on CBS this morning said she is not allowing her family members to come to Thanksgiving because they haven't been vaccinated yet. Okay. Well, congratulations.
A Thanksgiving without Gayle King. What am I to do? Okay.
I mean, there may be somebody that cares about that. Certainly we wouldn't.
She doesn't care about whoever may care about her. She cares about this vaccine and her. And we're told to get the vaccine or we're selfish.
Yeah.
Who's selfish, Gayle?
Incredible.
You don't.
All right, let me tell you about Built Bar. Built Bar is just a great way to get through the day if you get those hunger pangs at work and you don't want to feel guilty, and maybe you're watching what you put in your body. Maybe that's why you haven't gotten the vaccine yet, and you are kind of concerned about keeping your weight where it is or losing some weight. Built Bar's a great way to go because it'll curb that hunger, and it's delicious.
Sure is.
This week only. You can get the grasshopper cookie flavor. It's got 150 calories, 17 grams of protein, and only 5 grams of sugar. But what does it taste like? Well, basically, this is Built Bar's version of the classic Thin Mint cookie, all the flavor without the sugar. And now if you're a living, breathing human being, that probably gets you just about as excited as it gets me. Built Bars are so incredibly delicious that people will think it's an actual candy bar. They won't believe you that it's good for them. Go to Built.com, use the promo code PAT15, and you'll save 15% off your first order. Promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
Pat Gray.
What if you just identify as somebody who's had the vaccine?
Maybe you're a transvaccine?
Yeah, I'm identifying today as a person who's already been vaccinated, and I didn't stop at just the Pfizer double shot. I also got the Moderna double shot and Johnson & Johnson just to be on the safe side. So now tell me I can't see my grandkids. Right. How about that?
I mean, it's just, oh my goodness. It's incredible to see how the left has gone from not trusting the vaccine because President Trump was in office to now trusting it so much that in many cases, family members are refusing to let you see grandkids or come over for Thanksgiving if you don't have it.
Yes.
But it's not. They're not being political at all.
No, not at all. No, it's perfectly acceptable. Jeez. But I love the identifying thing because we can apply this to everything now. Anything you don't want to do that other people do want you to do, you just identify as something else, and then that should satisfy them, right?
Their rules, right? I mean, it's what we've said. It's their rules.
We don't make them.
So
we're just living by them.
Don't get mad at us for playing by the same ones.
In fact, a car company now is getting in on these rules, and I think that's great. We got a guy who has a Hyundai, but it identifies as something else.
I've been meaning to announce this to the world for a while. My Hyundai identifies as a Ferrari. And I know a lot of conservative trolls are going to watch this, and you're going to laugh, and you're going to say, the Hyundai can't be a Ferrari because it's a Hyundai. But just because you don't look like a Ferrari, well, that doesn't mean you can't be a Ferrari deep down on the inside. My car has a Ferrari aura. Okay, and auras are much more important than what factory you were built in or how fast you can accelerate from 0 to 60. Everyone knows that horsepower, speed, and acceleration are all just constructs of the racist patriarchy. So I started to talk to my Hyundai recently about transitioning, and after a long talk, we decided to go through with it. And I think the transition has been wildly successful.
Oh, good. There it is.
Cardboard box on top of his...
Okay, look. I know it's not what you would call passing, but that doesn't mean it deserves the bigotry it's endured. People are always staring and pointing and laughing. And I'm just like, okay, we all know that it's not passing, but guys, that doesn't mean it's not a Ferrari. A trans Ferrari is still a real Ferrari. And if you call my car a Hyundai, well, you're just a bigot. And I will be flagging your Twitter posts, and you will get banned, you transphobic son of Not just my Hyundai that identifies as a Ferrari. Look at this. This snail identifies as a Ferrari. These bags, this mug, these watches, this flip-flop. All of these things clearly identify as a Ferrari, so obviously it's not that strange. I once knew a guy named Steve who identified as a Volvo. It's totally normal, guys. Don't be weird about it, okay? And the bigotry hasn't just been pointing and laughing. It's not just random conservative douchebags on Twitter. The transphobia is systemic. We plan to enter my Ferrari into a number of Ferrari-only races, and so far I've been told that I'm not qualified just because my Ferrari is trans. That is just pure evil. I also tried to join my local chapter of the Ferrari Owners Club, and you know, I told them that my Ferrari was trans, and again, I was told that I couldn't join. Total bigotry. And okay, I'm not proud of this, but I did try to sell my baby. You are not going to believe this. These bigots wanted to pay Hyundai prices for a Ferrari. These Botox injections aren't going to pay for themselves. Trump supporters. Until we're able to gain acceptance for all Ferraris, trans or cis.
Thank you.
Well, then we still live in a fascist country. I'm
That's right.
sorry. Now,
That's
at
right.
this point, the transition is only aesthetic. We haven't actually cut off the tailpipe or anything like that. That's
All right.
kind of an expensive.
I mean, that's good
expensive
stuff.
procedure.
Well, that's good stuff, though. And hopefully it's making us more tolerant of people like we showed you yesterday. You know, the cute couple who had both transitioned. These two. Isn't this wonderful?
The baby has been able to latch, but
onto your nipple.
I've not been able to produce any milk.
What
That's okay.
'Cause you're a dude.
We're gonna supplement the feeding with formula.
No, you're
so
not
that
supplementing
my
something
baby's
that's
still
not
getting
actually
the
there.
nutrients that they need, but I'm still feeling hopeful. I appreciate you so
Pause
much
it for a
your
second.
work.
Oh, no.
Okay. Feeling hopeful that somehow miraculously milk is going to start flowing from what used to be and still is her male body.
Yeah. But my baby is getting the nutrients that they need.
And guess what?
They need.
Your baby. They aren't getting any nutrients from you, so you're not supplementing anything. That's the bottle, the formula is providing all of the nutrition, not supplemental nutrition, all of the nutrition.
Child abuse.
But we're supposed to think, oh, okay, yeah, it's not wonderful. That's beautiful. That is a 2021 little family that's so adorable and so wonderful. That's great. And who are you to say that the man who used to be a woman is now a man, and the woman who used to be a man is now a woman, and so they just switched places, but it's still...
As somebody pointed out yesterday, it's a lot of trouble. If you're a heterosexual couple.
Right?
So
yes.
Why save you time,
So why
money,
are we doing this whole
pain?
weird thing? No, not that it's weird. It's
No,
not. It's
no,
perfectly
no,
natural and beautiful. Perfectly natural.
I think what you were trying to say is that it's weird that that breast there hasn't produced milk yet. That's, I mean,
the
gosh.
male breast that is suckling the baby has so far given up zero milk.
I think the issue here is the breast. That's the only issue I see, is that it's not doing its job.
Right? So
I mean, there's love in that family, and
yes,
there's a dude and a chick,
ish,
and there's a baby,
and then the baby,
and then you got
the baby.
Then you got that breast not playing along, not cooperating.
Now, the man in the relationship used to be a woman and carried that baby when they were a man. I mean, a woman. So the woman actually carried the baby, but is now a man.
So is that body not producing milk? Why don't you just pass the baby off to the former chick?
Yeah, you would think, except that person...
so that spigot's already been shut off, and this one hasn't turned
off her snoobage.
That makes sense now.
So
that one's dry. This one hasn't... We got both wells are capped, basically.
Yes, basically, that's the situation, thus the formula. So
my goodness, that child has no chance.
But dang it, I don't know what you mean. No chance to be a bigot, that's for sure. No chance to be hateful.
Yeah.
And hate mongering.
Well,
no chance of not being inclusive of other people and their beautiful family relationships, as we just saw there.
Beautiful.
So, glad we could leave you with that.
Lot of beauty there.
Yeah, a lot. More than you can even mention.
It's a shame that the show, we're out of time here.
I know, because I'd like to ruminate more on how beautiful it is.
Ogle those, beautiful
man.
people.
So beautiful. We'll see you tomorrow to finish off the week together.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.